The member for Fadden.
I join the Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition and Defence Minister to honour Sergeant Brett Wood MG, who was tragically killed in action in Afghanistan, and to lend our prayers to 5 other soldiers wounded in this and subsequent actions. Just as our nation had started its healing after the loss of Sapalakan, we stand again to bid farewell to another, this time a decorated Special Forces Patrol Commander, seasoned in battle, who had just fought his last fight. Today is an ode to this fallen soldier, an ode to a grieving wife, an ode to a family left behind, an ode to the music he'll never play, the ball he'll never kick, the friends he'll never see. If all we knew of Sergeant Wood was that he was an Australian soldier, we would have known enough to eulogise his courage, determination, mateship and endurance. But the immutable march of time records so much more. A decorated warrior, seasoned NCO, tough patrol commander and a loving and gentle husband. As a Special Forces Patrol Commander, Brett put his men first and himself last. His men's welfare more important than his own bloody wounds. If his men were thirsty, he'd share his last drop. If they were hungry, his last bite. He'd split his ammo with them in the heat of battle. He'd protect them under fire. He'd lead them from the front. Brett was the first out of the Black Hawk, and he was the last man back in. Brett's death serves as a sobering reminder of the continuing dangers that daily confront our soldiers as they fight in Afghanistan for a world free of terrorism. And as we lament Brett's loss, we also pause to remember the 23 other Australians that have paid the supreme price in Afghanistan and the 174 that have been wounded in action. To Sergeant Wood's wife, Elvie, and his wider family, I say that your loss is Australia's loss, and your burden, weighing heaviest in your hearts, will be shouldered by the entire nation. We grieve with you. Brett, we'll remember you as a Titan that trod this earth, a warrior who served others in the finest tradition of the green beret you wore. You lived your commando motto, foras admonitio, without warning. We salute you, even now as we mourn your loss.